It's a call that's telling me I'm here to serve. It's a need to make a difference in the world. 24 hours, day or night, these healing hands will make it right. Looking in their eyes, I know that I'm changing lives. Changing lives. Changing lives for the better. For the better. Changing lives.
Hello everyone, I'm Grace Sells along with Jim Knox, and welcome back for another edition of Best Docs Network, the show that's featuring some of the best doctors in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that are really changing people's lives. And we have a great show for you today.
Yes, we do, Grace. And speaking about helping change people's lives, we're going to start with one doctor, one of the best plastic surgeons in the entire Dallas-Fort Worth area, Dr. David Azouz, who helped one individual take a number of years off his appearance.
I never intended to have a facelift. However, I had married a gal for several years, and during those time I gave her lots of plastic surgeries. And then I found out that she had, after she left, she actually got remarried, and a fellow showed me her picture on Facebook. And she looked, at 55, she looked absolutely wonderful. Just really good. And I thought to myself, you know, if I could pay the money for the plastic surgeries for her, I bet you have enough money to pay for it for myself.
John is a very intelligent gentleman who was close to 70 years of age, and he wanted facial rejuvenation surgery, but he wanted a very natural look. He didn't really want to necessarily look that much younger. He wanted to look rested, and he wanted to look good, and that's what he was after, which was very realistic for a gentleman who's close to 70 years of age.
It is unfortunate that more men do not choose to get a facelift because it makes a tremendous difference in their appearance. They get their chin back, they get all the wrinkles taken out of their face, and they look younger, and obviously they're going to have more respect when they're younger.
There's many actors and other prominent figures in our community where the males have had facelifts, and they look like they've had a facelift. They have almost an unnatural look. In a gentleman, you have to be extremely careful because if you make him unnatural, you tend to feminize him. And I think the last thing a male wants is feminization of the face. They just want rejuvenation of the face. So I believe that we were able to achieve all that, yet giving him a very natural look to the point that he doesn't look like he's had facial rejuvenation surgery.
The surgery has given me a confidence to put myself on some of the dating services, the .coms. And the results have been excellent. I've probably had a different date at least once a week, maybe sometimes twice a week. And the number of people responding to me, I realized that they were younger and younger and younger. And typically the people that respond to me are aged somewhere between 50 and 55. And that's not bad for somebody 68. I'm very, very pleased with that.
BestDocsNetwork.com helps you find the right doctor for your medical needs. Watch videos on each doctor and decide for yourself who fits you best. On the Best Docs Network homepage, you can see the latest videos, search for a doctor, find educational content, and watch the latest TV episodes from each BDN market. Over 90% of diseases are caused or complicated by stress. Some ways to help deal with the stress in your life are exercising, listening to music, writing in a journal, or going for a walk.
Well, I had been a diabetic for over 10 years. I had colorectal cancer. And the good news was that they caught it early, they treated it, but the result was I was starting to getting a lot of lymphedema in my legs to the point that my calves were about the same size as my knees, maybe a little bigger, and I was having a lot of problems getting around. So with diabetes, you want to move, you want to exercise, that's how you lose weight, and I couldn't move or exercise, and it seemed like I was in this downward spiral, and I didn't want to be in that spiral anymore.
So Mr. Leslie is a great patient, very educated. He had done a lot of research on the internet, had done a lot of reading. He's a teacher, and he came to see me because he had done his reading and he knew that bariatric surgery could help him with his diabetes. What's really exciting about bariatric surgery, and particularly the gastric bypass, is that it can almost cure diabetes.
For me, it was not a cosmetic procedure. As far as I was concerned, it was a life-saving procedure because I went from over 250 pounds to right now right around 160 pounds.
And he has resolved his diabetes, he's off of his medications, and he's doing great.
When I was in my 20s, I spent some time in the U.S. Army and got in the best shape of my life. I'm down to that same weight now. I have energy, I can exercise, I can do all of the things that I didn't think I would ever do the rest of my life. I walk around my classroom, whereas before I would sit behind a desk and watch students, and then when they had questions, they would have to come to me, and instead now I go to them. When we were, as the teachers, as we were doing things, we decided that we would do a group building exercise and play a game of kickball with each other. And so this summer was the first time I really started playing that game, was the first time I really ever sprinted. So I was in right field and somebody's kicking the ball and I'm running so fast, my brain's going, you don't know how to run this fast. You better slow down before you fall. And the next thing I know, I would fall flat on my face. Everybody's going, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm laughing because it felt so wonderful to be able to run. And yes, did I fall? Yes. Did I scrape my knees? Yes. But can I run? I can move. That was fun.
Hi, I'm Dr. Harvey Carter with thebestdocsnetwork.com. Crystalline surgery today can be done on patients before they develop a cataract to reduce or eliminate their need for glasses. For more information, you can watch my videos on bestdocsnetwork.com.
A tomato is a superstar in the fruit and veggie categories. Tomatoes contain lycopene, a powerful cancer fighter, and they're rich in vitamin C. The good news is that cooked tomatoes are also nutritious, so use them in pasta, soups, casseroles, and salads. For more information and to check out hundreds of videos, just head to our website. It's bestdocsnetwork.com. Now up next, I know we've all dealt with back pain. We're going to hear about some minimally invasive procedures to manage that pain with pain management specialist, Dr. Jason Williams.
Well, Jesse came to me complaining of low back pain and leg pain. It had been plaguing him for several years and been progressively getting worse. It was to the point where it was affecting his job.
Every time I had a back spasm, I'd be out for 2 or 3 days where my back would hunch over for, I'd be stuck in this weird, awkward sideways position, hunched sideways. And every night when I went to sleep, I dreaded going to sleep because I knew I'd wake up in pain. Sure enough, it was a bulging disc on L4 and L5. Well, initially, and my doctor referred me to a spine specialist that he was familiar with and comfortable with. So I saw him for a while. I went in for cortisone injections. Went through that, went through physical therapy, and all of it helped, and it did help alleviate some of the pain, but it eventually came back. So the doctor recommended actually having some type of invasive surgery, and it was something I just felt really wasn't comfortable with. And luckily at that time, Dr. Williams told me about the Curoscope procedure.
The Curoscope procedure is a minimally invasive spine surgery that addresses conditions of the spine, including herniated disc, bulging disc, degenerative disc, and/or scar tissue in a patient's spine.
The way he presented it was, here are the facts, here's what's been done on other patients, and here's the proven success rate.
Oftentimes patients come to me, and they're in so much pain and have their extremities affected so much that they can't walk without using an assistive device. That'd be a wheelchair, a cane, a walker. Upon doing the Curoscope procedure, a lot of these patients no longer need an assistive device.
When I woke up from the surgery, I knew that it had worked. And there was this weird feeling of intense pressure gone from my back.
After Jesse had the Curoscope procedure, he followed up with me, and I determined that Jesse's pain was 100% gone.
I have now been able to focus more on work, focus more on and enjoying my family, getting just good quality sleep. I've been pain-free for 9 months now.
Coming up next, ladies, stay tuned for some key tips on self-breast exams during our Medical Minute. Plus, hear how Dr. Harvey Carter, one of the top LASIK eye surgeons in the nation, became the official eye surgeon for the Dallas Cowboys. All this and much more when we return.
Best Docs Network doctor and official eye doctor to the Dallas Cowboys, Dr. Harvey Carter, the expert for all your vision needs. See the world differently in only a day. Specializing in LASIK, cataracts, and crystal lens. Visit Dr. Carter today for the ultimate eye experience. Call now and receive $2,000 off your LASIK procedure. When seeing is believing. Dr. Harvey Carter, the official eye doctor to the Dallas Cowboys.
Imagine designing your own perfect face and body. Turn to Dr. Robert Wilcox, who specializes in face and body procedures as well as many non-surgical alternatives. Dr. Wilcox understands that your life and appearance matter most. With an extensive educational background and exceptional eye for detail, you can now look as young as you feel. Call for a complimentary consultation and regain your confidence today.
Traditional MRIs cost a fortune and are uncomfortable, usually done in small, cold hospital rooms. But you have a choice. You can have your imaging done at Preferred Imaging in a comfortable environment with superior staff and technicians that make it simple and stress-free. Even better, Preferred MRI costs 2/3 less than the traditional hospital MRIs. And with 18 state-of-the-art locations, it's easy to find one near you. Call now to find out how you can save on any of your imaging needs. Preferred Imaging. Imaging made easy.
Do you have missing teeth, need crowns, veneers, partials, dentures, or a full mouth reconstruction? Prosthodontist Dr. David McFadden will give you back the youthful appearance and confidence you deserve. Backed by credibility and credentials, Dr. McFadden is cosmetically changing his patients' lives one smile at a time. Call today or log on to dignitydental.com. Dr. David McFadden, your go-to dentist in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
To find a doctor on bestdocsnetwork.com, you can search by your location and the doctor's specialty. From there, you can search through the doctors listed. You can even search by your current location to find the doctor closest to you.
Welcome to the Best Docs Network. In the studio, we're very pleased to be joined today by one of the top LASIK surgeons, not only in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but in the country, Dr. Harvey Carter. Dr. Carter, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. And now talk to us about how you started in this field.
I chose this field of medicine because I loved microsurgery, and I found that out very early in medical school. And ophthalmology is an incredible mix of microsurgery, laser surgery, and wonderful, wonderful technology.
And you did your undergrad at SMU. Did you always plan to come back to Dallas to start your practice?
Yes, that was my goal. I came to SMU because of the pre-med program back in the time that we went here, and then went to LSU Medical School in New Orleans. Then did my internship back here in Dallas and residency in Georgia, and then back here to Dallas again. So I love Dallas.
That's great. And you have a lot of ties to the community, very involved in the Dallas community. You're the official LASIK eye surgeon of the Dallas Cowboys. That has to be both exciting and very rewarding.
That's been an incredible journey, and I sort of fell into that.
Really?
Went to a charity event many years ago. And while we were there were a number of Dallas Cowboy players there. And one thing led to another. And first, Tony Casillas' wife came in and had LASIK surgery. And then Tony Casillas came in and had LASIK surgery. And then I think it's like 50 or 60 Cowboys over time came in and had LASIK surgery.
That's so fun. And what would you say sets your practice, Carter Eye Center, apart from other eye practices in the Dallas-Fort Worth area?
I really think it's personal service and high technology. patients, I think, are looking for personal service, and at the same time, I think they're looking for high technology. They want the latest, greatest, they want the best.
To see the rest of this interview, as well as other outstanding videos, head to bestdocsnetwork.com.
Let's talk about self-breast exam. It turns out that self-breast examination is not only of no benefit, but it's probably harmful, and we don't recommend it anymore. Here's why. Women who check their breasts regularly tend to find lumps at a far greater rate than bad things happening in those lumps. For example, women will find little lumps that don't matter. They'll go to their doctor, they'll end up with special imaging procedures like mammograms and MRIs, and then they'll get biopsies that don't need to be done. I know it sounds a little funny to ask you not to check for lumps, but we just know that populations of people that check for lumps on a monthly basis tend to have more unnecessary surgeries and worries and anxieties over those lumps than those patients that don't. Basically just use common sense. Maybe every few months check your breasts and get your mammograms yearly if you're at the right age, and have your breasts checked by your physician. Also remember one thing, there's more breast tissue in the upper outer quadrant of your breast. Divide your breast like a pie into 4 quadrants. The upper outer has more breast tissue there. Pay attention to that.
For additional medical minutes from Dr. Honaker, log on to bestdocsnetwork.com and click on the Medical Minute tab on the home page.
Don't forget, for more information about any of these doctors you see on today's show, Grace, the place to go is the website, bestdocsnetwork.com. That's bestdocsnetwork.com. Now the place to go is another best doctor who's helping change another individual's life.
Yes, we're going to hear about some non-surgical options for aging skin with Dr. Naila Malik.
Aging is a multi-dimensional process which starts in the surface and involves subsurface structures, including skin, fat, muscle, and bone. So the way we determine the best treatment for anybody's aging face is by looking at the extent of aging they have in each one of those layers. The CO2 laser will address your skin surface problems like texture and fine lines and deep lines and some collagen and elastin production. The radio frequency will address the skin tightness below the skin, and then you can use dermal fillers such as Radiesse or hyaluronic acid fillers to account for the loss of fat that occurs with aging as well. It is important to know what your patient needs based on their face shape and the type of aging you have. When I saw Jennifer, she originally came in asking for an option of a filler for her fine lines and deep lines above the lip and nasolabial folds. But after examining her, I determined that the CO2 fractional laser was probably the best choice for her. And she had the added advantage of having a tremendously great response to the CO2 laser by improving her elasticity.
My only knowledge of cosmetic procedures was filler and Botox. And I was told that I would probably need a facelift a few years ago by someone else, and I was dreading the thought of going under the knife, and that wasn't for me. So I was very thrilled when she told me this is basically a facelift. And sure enough, I had it 5 days ago, and I am absolutely thrilled with the results. And what's even more exciting, she says the results are even better as you go a few months down the road. So I'll continue to see improvement. I am completely blown away that for as simple of a procedure that it is, it has completely changed my life.
The response of each individual patient to these treatments is very, very different. It depends on their genetics, on their lifestyle, and so many other things, the amount of stress they may have at that time. So you cannot really have a cookbook that every patient is going to need the CO2, radiofrequency, and dermal fillers, even if they look the same at the first visit. So you really have to step back and look at their results and see how the results show up over the next several weeks before you decide to do a second treatment.
Sunscreen is unlikely to stop you from being sunburned or reduce your risk of skin cancer if it is not applied properly. Most people do not apply it correctly and stay out in the sun too long. Be sure to put plenty on and reapply often. Each doctor on the Best Docs Network website has their own profile page where you can watch videos on the doctor, read info on their background and training, find their office locations and directions, as well as ask the doctor a question and request an appointment. Is your energy lacking? Though it may be the last thing you feel like doing when you're tired, exercise. Even a brisk walk can be more effective than a nap or cup of coffee at fighting fatigue.
Don't forget, for more information about any of the outstanding doctors you see on today's show, head to the website, bestdocsnetwork.com, bestdocsnetwork.com. That is the place to go. Right now, the place to go is our next best doctor. It is prosthodontist Dr. David McFadden, who helped one man put a smile back on his face.
I had a bad problem of grinding my teeth. And 30 years ago, I had some beautiful teeth. And, you know, they slowly got worse and worse and worse. And then, of course, I started having cavity problems. And my regular dentist told me, look, they're not going to last your lifetime. So you're faced with either dentures or you know, redoing your mouth.
Many patients find us because they're at the end of the road on their dental history. They have neglected their teeth, or they've had habits that have caused their teeth to wear down to the point where they know they have to do something. And they present sometimes after many decades of problems, and they're ready now to fix those problems the best they can afford to. A lot of the patients fall into the full mouth reconstruction category, which means they need every tooth in their mouth addressed in their treatment.
When I finally went to Dr. McFadden, I was looking to him for a permanent solution and something that would last the rest of my life, obviously. And then calmly brought me into his office and literally wrote down on a piece of paper, here are 3 different proposals. After weighing it, I decided to take the highest cost option for me, which was to put crowns on every tooth.
When Bob came to the practice, it was a really fun appointment. He was instantly charming and fun to be around, and we became friends throughout his treatment. When Bob arrived, he had had 4 decades of tooth grinding and ended up with almost no tooth structure left, and his wife hated his smile. We were able to use all of his teeth and perform certain procedures to allow him to keep his natural teeth and improve the way they look through crown treatment. One of the funniest things about Bob is that he carries his before and after pictures on his iPhone. He shows everybody. He shows people that don't care at all what his teeth look like and how great his teeth look now.
He cares, incredibly cares, how good your teeth are. A little bit obsessive compulsive he is, but it works out in your mouth to be beautiful.
Coming up next, Victoria regains her figure after having 2 children with help from plastic surgeon Dr. Robert Wilcox. Plus, a quick tip on how to get your daily dose of vitamin C. All this when we return.
Best Docs Network doctor and official eye doctor to the Dallas Cowboys, Dr. Harvey Carter, the expert for all your vision needs. See the world differently in only a day. Specializing in LASIK, cataracts, and crystal lens. Visit Dr. Carter today for the ultimate eye experience. Call now and receive $2,000 off your LASIK procedure. When seeing is believing. Dr. Harvey Carter, the official eye doctor to the Dallas Cowboys.
Imagine designing your own perfect face and body. Turn to Dr. Robert Wilcox, who specializes in face and body procedures, as well as many non-surgical alternatives. Dr. Wilcox understands that your life and appearance matter most. With an extensive educational background and exceptional eye for detail, you can now look as young as you feel. Call for a complimentary consultation and regain your confidence today.
Traditional MRIs cost a fortune and are uncomfortable, usually done in small, cold hospital rooms. But you have a choice. You can have your imaging done at Preferred Imaging in a comfortable environment with superior staff and technicians that make it simple and stress-free. Even better, Preferred MRI costs 2/3 less than the traditional hospital MRIs. And with 18 state-of-the-art locations, it's easy to find one near you. Call now to find out how you can save on any of your imaging needs. Preferred Imaging. Imaging made easy.
Do you have missing teeth, need crowns, veneers, partials, dentures, or a full mouth reconstruction? Prosthodontist Dr. David McFadden will give you back the youthful appearance and confidence you deserve. Backed by credibility and credentials, Dr. McFadden is cosmetically changing his patients' lives one smile at a time. Call today or log on to dignitydental.com. Dr. David McFadden, your go-to dentist in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
BestDocsNetwork.com also has a video library of all the doctors' videos that you can break down by doctor, topic, and specialty. This is a great way to find videos quickly and watch all the videos associated with your needs. Our bodies need at least 90 milligrams of vitamin C per day. The best way to get all your vitamin C is by making sure to eat at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables every day.
Hi, I'm Dr. Preeti Malladi. Did you know that gastric bypass can not only help you lose weight, but have a profound impact on diabetes? To learn more, please see my videos on bestdocsnetwork.com.
I had 2 children in the last 4 years, which is wonderful. I wanted to, get back to my normal shape, and I, started looking into getting lipo and things like that, and so I found Dr. Wilcox.
Well, liposuction is still one of the most popular cosmetic procedures done nationwide, as well as in our own practice. My preferred technique is ultrasonic liposuction, and that has proven the test of time. It's been present for about almost 15 years. Rather than just literally ripping the fat out, the cannula or wand is made of titanium. It's about this length. It has a hollow bore down the middle for suction. The tip of it vibrates over 20,000 times a second, and that's how it gets its name, ultrasound. And so we can just go back and forth gently until we can get about 2/3 of the thickness of the fat removed.
So I came in, told Dr. Wilcox that I would like to slim down around the hips, look at some areas of the stomach where the fat wasn't coming off. So he explained to me, he showed me what all he could do and what the result would look like. I was pleased with what his expectations were.
First of all, during the consultation, I make clear to them the best thing about coming to our practice is they're going to get the straight story. There are many patients every week who come in where I explain, I don't think the surgery's for you. We may be able to offer a non-operative measure, or maybe they just need the encouragement to realize they don't have the problem that they perceive in the mirror. In Victoria's case, she came in requesting the breast enhancement and liposuction, so we looked at her and looked at the common areas that are usually done. And she has a nice figure, and she was close to her ideal weight, but she had enough fat on her hips and abdomen that we could help her with that and make a significant difference.
I'm extremely happy with the results. They've exceeded my expectations as well as my husband's expectations. It is a quick recovery for such a big result that you get. It's just very exhilarating because I just have me back.
That's going to wrap up today's episode of Best Docs Network, the show that's featuring some of the best doctors in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that are really changing people's lives.
And for more information about any of these great doctors you've seen on today's show, head to the website, bestdocsnetwork.com. That's bestdocsnetwork.com.
And if you have a question, comment, or a life-changing story, we would love to hear from you. Just send us an email at info@bestdocsnetwork.com.
There you go. So long, everyone. We will see you next week.